Oh, okay. It's live now. Hello, everybody. This broadcast is on a thing called Google Hangouts. And I know that there are other different methods of doing videos, but all that's too complicated. And anyway, this Google Hangout thing works okay for me. But I think that explains how come the visual is a little bit blurry, and I can't do much about the lighting. And I all I can do is show up. So I am showing up Saturday here on the prairie about noon. I haven't seen Mike or Jenny yet today. Mike worked late. He probably didn't come in the house until 3 or 4 in the morning. He was out baling hay. Hay has to be baled at when it has to do with the humidity, and that's how come they sometimes have to bale it at night when the dew is on the ground, and they have to check the humidity. Anyway, so Mike was out baling hay during the night. I don't know what he's doing today. I'm not sure what Jenny is doing today. One of her recent projects is she is renovating the house that Sam was living in town. And I went over there with her a couple of times. Anyway, I think today she's probably painting the basement of Sam's house. Oh my God, it was such a wreck. Sam had painted the basement black, and oh my God, that was absolutely just the filthiest, darkest, nastiest hole of a basement you ever could see. And so I think that's where Jenny is. All right, enough of that. Well, it appears that the Great Day of Rage in the United States was a no-show. There's absolutely nothing to be found about it. There are two possibilities that occur to me to explain that phenomena. And one is, this is my least preference, by the way. One option is that somehow they have bifurcated the internet. I think that is conceivable. I believe that they probably have the technology to do that if that's what they wanted to do. Divided the internet into 2 or more available streams, we will call them, and have designated who gets what kind of internet without our knowing it. That very well something of that sort may have happened in some places. I really don't know, but I do entertain this kind of suspicion. And again, that is a marvel and a wonder that they could do. Whether or not they have done it, I don't know. So that is one possible explanation for why there is no information available to me in the chair where I sit concerning the Day of Rage activities that were scheduled to go on all across the United States in at least 37 different cities last evening. I have seen one reference. Somebody said that as of, I guess, 9:30 last night, the heat index in Austin, Texas, remained at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And this was offered as an explanation for why nobody turned out in Austin for the Day of Rage that was planned there. And I don't think that had anything to do with it. You know, I have lived in a climate where high temperatures were the expected norm, and people do not curtail their activities because of the temperature, you know, the heat index. That's not a driving force, it really isn't, because you get used to it and you just learn to live with that. And you may have to, you know, where I lived in California, it was not uncommon for 3 months in the summer for the heat, uh, for it to be really, really hot. You adapted a little bit and you learned to live with it, and nobody paid that much attention, and life went on. And it being hot certainly would not keep a bunch of bloodthirsty hooligans in off the street. In fact, you know, some of the areas are famous for what is called hot August nights. So, no, I don't think Houston canceled their Day of Rage because of it being too hot. But that's the only reference I have seen. I don't know if surely others are asking the questions. Okay, what the hell happened? What happened to this great Day of Rage? So the other possibility, and I think this is the option that I'm going to go with until I know differently, is that the Day of Rage was aborted. And that a signal went out and said, oh, we have to postpone this, guys. And why would they postpone it? Well, because there was too much information out about the origin. Too many people saw the emails. Too many people were aware of the connection between Obama and the Day of Rage. In other words, we did our job, you all. We did our job, and I think that the publicity, the discussion, the truth, the truthers have scored a little victory there, and we forced them to abort that particular part of the plan. And so they went to Plan B. Plan B was probably already scheduled and in the works. And there, I think we're... the other thing, before I go on to this Plan B idea, the thing that popped up in place of the Day of Rage was complete idiocy that had to do with some kind of nonsense, stupid game about Pokemon. I can't even explain that to you because that is so insane that I'm not even going to look into that. Somebody suggested that Pokemon somehow did mass hypnotism and turned great mobs of people into complete zombies. I don't know that I even want to go there. But so that leaves me speechless. Just leaves me speechless. If God had anything to do with that, I would say God has a really great sense of humor, but I will move on past that point. The other plan B, first there was a horrendous outbreak of, I will call it terrorism, and I will call it Islamic terrorism, that struck again in France. And the latest report that I saw on that was a death toll of 84. And yes,